How's it going, guys? Just want to make a short video updating my attack Rex build. So I think this is the best build for an attack T-Rex, and I want to just be able to showcase that to you guys and update my previous T-Rex build. And this is for the Path of Titans Pounce update. So let's just jump right into it. First off, we'll start with the subspecies. So we're going to go with Batar subspecies for the plus 3% attack damage. And this here is a core staple in this build because the T-Rex has one of the highest, if not the highest, regular bite damage, which is our spammable. And that plus 3% attack damage is plus 3% to every source of your damage. So whether you're going to stomp on someone with your stomp attack, or you're going to hit them with a tail attack, or you're just going to bite them, that plus 3% attack damage is huge. And this is a really, really fun build to play. So if you're going to play T-Rex, I do recommend getting used to the T-Rex first, like how to defend against multiple attackers, how to use your environment to help defend you, because as, an attack Rex, you need to be able to know how to defend yourself, because you will get swarmed by a lot of people. But that plus 3% attack damage is huge in winning 1v1s, and just taking out smaller targets, things like that, and bigger targets too. Just sometimes the small targets, they get just so hurt and they run away. This increased damage sometimes helps us so they don't get away. Let's just jump right into the abilities as well here. So we have 2 hit attacks on the T-Rex. There's a bunch of different abilities. I'll read them off to you real quickly. You have Face Tank, which is one of the new abilities they just added. You take 30% reduced damage from hits to your head, neck, and chest. This is pretty good. It's a pretty good ability. It's good for being tanky in your group and things like that. We're not running on our build. You have Bone Snap, a charged up attack that inflicts bone break based on how long it's held. This is a little harder to hit because it has such a wind up and people hear it and they just run away. But it does have a longer, I guess, snare ability, like where you actually hit the bone break on them and they're kind of slowed down for a lot longer. Then you have Crush and Bite, which is small damage but low bone break, so it does, cause a snare and cause them to have a bone break and to where they can't move very well, and it does small damage on the bite. And of course, this is the bread and butter of the T-Rex, is his bite attack. Medium damage, I believe it's 80 damage a bite, which is the highest, or it's tied with the highest, one of the two, in the game at 80 damage per bite. And of course, with the attack Rex build that we're looking at here today, that there is just going to amplify that and make it even better. So the T-Rex has a really nice, spammable attack that does high damage, and the attack Rex build just kind of, feeds into that. So for our build, we're going with the regular bite, spammable on the head, and then crushing bite, which again, this does a little bit more damage than Bone Snap. On my other build video, I said to go with Bone Snap, because it is a high risk, high reward thing. Like if you get a Bone Snap, they're snared for a long time. Like they're CC'd for a long time. But the Crush and Bite, doing that extra little bit of damage, low CC, is just good for being able to hunt and still do damage with the Crush and Bite, and it's a little quicker. And they also reduced the cooldown after you use it to where you only have 2 seconds after it actually lands to wait before you can actually attack, so it's on par with Bone Snap. So we're going to run Bite and Crush and Bite for our 2 hit slots. For senses, with the new update, they gave the T-Rex Lone Hunter, which is an increase of 10% attack damage when you're not in a group. This is crucial if you're playing a solo T-Rex like I play most of the time, or if you're in a group and your group members die, your group gets disbanded in the middle of a fight, you will have this to back up, and you will then get 10% increased attack damage in that fight. It may help you live, So this is kind of a must-have as well. For the metabolism, this doesn't really matter all that much, but I do prefer hyper carnivore for the slower food and water drain. Now this is a kind of a topic I got to discuss a little bit with this update, because with the Pounce update for Path of Titans, raptors are able to now jump onto you and latch onto you and start biting you. And raptors have 2 different kind of bites, one that stacks damage, like a higher damage for the amount of times they can actually hit you, and it stacks up to 5 times per raptor. But then they also have their regular bleed bite that does a lot of bleed. Now, the more you sprint around, the worse the bleed is on you, right? The slower you move, the better. So with that, they added slick scales, which it makes it so you're unable to be grabbed. And I find a lot of people, from what I've been seeing, have been taking their resilient scales off and putting slick scales. I suggest you do not do this because what a lot of people are not, apparently the common, I don't know if you want to call it the populace, but the common player base of Path of Titans seems to not understand that you can still run resilient scales. If a raptor jumps on you, you just spam your jump button. For me on PlayStation, it's X. For PC, I think it's spacebar. And I think on Xbox, I'm not sure what the button is, but whatever your jump button is on Xbox, you just spam that. You keep hitting it, and you will shake the raptors off. You start like your dinosaur will try to shake them off, and it causes them to lose a lot more stamina. And once the raptor runs out of stamina, they fall off. So this also, if you have raptors that are putting bleed damage on you, as you can see, resilient skills helps with bleed healing, so you don't get hit hard. So just don't sprint when you're getting jumped by raptors. I don't recommend running slick scales. I see a lot of Rexes that are panicking because they don't know how to get the raptors off, and they run slick scales. This isn't going to help you in any other fight other than with raptors. Or I guess against Sarco or something that tries to grab you, but I'm pretty sure you're too big to be grabbed. So this literally is only going to help you in a raptor fight, and it's good if you got like maybe 10 raptors jumping on you, but generally you don't. So you want to go with resilient skills because raptors do bleed. This is going to help with the bleed. This is going to help you fight Styras. This is going to help you fight Kentos, Stagos, things with high bleed like Sukos, right? Resilient skills is what it's going to be for fighting. And if you get jumped on by raptors, you don't need slick skills. Just spam your jump button. It will shake them off. And when you shake them off, try to kill them. Try to do a stomp or, a tail attack or a bite, or just try to, make it hard for them because they're going to have to go get stamina back to jump on you again. So maybe follow one when you shake them off, but just don't run slick skills. You don't really need it. Resilient skills is where it's at. So I feel like a lot of people don't know that, but for our build, for our attack rex build, we're going with resilient skills. Moving on to the legs, we have strong legs, which is reducing knockback, and 50% increased bone break healing. We don't really care if we get bone break on a Rex because we're not really trying to run. So it really doesn't matter. But Stomp is the new ability that they replaced Charged with, and Stomp is a heavy stomp with the front foot. You must be standing still to use it. It's noteworthy, don't move when you try to use this, but Stomp does incredible damage to anything that is smaller than the Rex. So if it has less combat weight than the Rex and is smaller than the Rex, the Stomp is going to do a lot of damage to it. So you want this ability here for more damage. For the tail attack, you have Balance, which is just turning speed. I didn't find this to ever be fully useful on a Rex anyway. But the tail attack, we're going to go with that once again for the build. And the tail attack is just because you need something to defend your back end. If somebody, if you're carrying a trophy or something like that, you still want to be able to do damage. And with an attack Rex, you want to be able to do damage all around, which is why we've chosen, the two different head bites as well. So that's our tail attack. And last but not least is Deep Rumble. You want to run this because it reduces incoming damage by 20% for 30 seconds. This gives you a 30-second window to take a fight. So if you're going to, let's say you ambush an EO trike that's going around a rock, you can jump out and have Deep Rumble already up while you round the corner, and then that makes them panic and have to try to get their sharpened horns up, but you can fight for that 30 seconds and try to take them out. Same thing with a Rex. This helps for bigger predators, or if you're getting jumped by a large crowd of enemies, you want to run Deep Rumble. Tyrant's Roar is only good if you're in a group with another Rex type, like an Aeolioramus or a Das or another T-Rex. Tyrant's Roar you can maybe coordinate with your group members and kind of buff one another. But generally speaking, for a solo player, especially Deep Rumble, and for most group players, you still want Deep Rumble for just to be tanky in your group. But it is noteworthy you want to apply this, hit your Deep Rumble button before you start taking damage, before you get into a fight with it, especially in a solo fight. You want to hit it before. You don't want to hit this because it takes a few seconds to apply it. He growls for a few seconds and you can't bite while you're doing the growl. You can't tail attack, you know what I mean? So you don't want to get hit a lot. You want to get it, apply it and get it up and running before you actually start taking damage. But yeah, this is my T-Rex build for the Attack Rex for the Path of Titans Pounce update, and I just wanted to put this video out as fast as I could, and I had to try to get some gameplay footage, which I'm going to show you in a minute here, so that you guys can see that it works and everything like that. That's why the video is a little late getting up. But yeah, just want to share with you how I play my T-Rex and the build that I use, and I find it to be very fun, and I think that you guys will enjoy it as well. So have a nice day. Peace. Soon you're taking an L, Christine. Nope. Hold on. Nah, we're not friends, buddy.
Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, he definitely sharpened horns.
I missed. Oh my god. What's that noise? Am I getting hit by something else?
Oh yeah, he's dead. And later.
Good job.
Thank you.
Okay.
Late head start.
Chance of like that truck trade.
I hear it, yeah.
Exactly.
I'm gonna go walk.
Wow. Yep.
That's funny.
Yo, buddy. Thank you for that.